poacher is wrapped in mud and roasted over a fire. He could only breathe through a tube in his mouth. He was roasted by the group and turned into a chicken. Another of his companions was even worse. He was tied to the ground. Then they put a small worm in a ring of fire. As the flames burned, the cold-blooded bud couldn't stand the heat. It could only go into the man's mouth. Eventually, it came out of the man's anus. The man was pierced through the gut, but it's the other man who suffers the most. The cannibals enjoy the thrill of the hunt. The chief shot a bow and arrow and told him, when he runs past the arrow, all the men will come out to hunt him. Before he was ready to be hunted, one of the cannibals took a fancy to his gold ring. He tried to take it off for himself, but he couldn't get it off. The ogre was so desperate that he wanted to cut off Uncle Wolf's finger with his knife, but the patriarch, in order not to interface with the fun of the hunt, he stopped the ogre from doing so. Then the chief sent Uncle Wolf running. When he stepped over the arrow, an ogre rushed towards him in a frenzy. Uncle Wolf was in a state of regret. They had come to the African savannah to poach ivory. At first, they hired a group of natives to lead the way. When the elephants were hunted, the white men got the tusks and the natives carried away the meat. But on the way, they met another group of cannibals. The chief of the cannibal tribe wanted to hunt some treasure, but the bosses scorned these primitive tribes, even though the natives they hired advised them not to fight with them. But the boss left with a curse. But when they returned to the camp to show off their achievements, a group of cannibals surrounded them. At the command of the patriarch, the cannibals threw spears and arrows. Then they swarmed and attacked. Even though the white men had guns, they were outnumbered. First, the cannibals slaughtered the natives hired by the whites. Then they took control of all the whites. That's how the first scene happened. The only survivor left was Uncle Wolf, who was running as fast as he could, but he couldn't outrun the strong ogres behind him. As he watched them closing on each other, the ogre threw his spear, but it didn't hit Uncle Wolf. He rushed forward with a short knife, but finally, Uncle Wolf grabbed his spear and killed him. The equipment left by the ogre also gave Uncle Wolf a chance to turn the situation around. Then he continued to run forward. Seeing that one of their clansmen was killed, two ogres rushed out one after the other, but one of them, Black Panther, picked up his companion and wailed. Only one of them was left to chase after Uncle Wolf. Even though Uncle Wolf was running as fast as he could, but it didn't take long for him to lose his strength. Just when he turned back to fight with his opponent, he didn't realize that the ogre had lost his strength. He fell to the ground and spat out blood. He died. In order to win the hunt, Uncle Wolf had to make a pair of shoes out of animal skins. Then he found a big African snail. He cut open the snail's shell. Although the snail is full of parasites, Uncle Wolf had no choice but to put it in his mouth. He didn't realize that the worm was quite tasty. At that moment, Uncle Wolf suddenly realized there was another ogre right under his nose. Uncle Wolf hurriedly hid himself and turned passive into active. When the ogre found his way here, Uncle Wolf sneaked up behind him. He took advantage of the ogre's surprise to kill him. Then he started to run away again. Whenever he was hungry, he hunted pheasants. At night, he slept with leopards and pythons. 3 of their clansmen were killed in quick succession. The next day, the chief decided not to use the tactic of sending men after them. They attacked with all their men. Waking up, Uncle Wolf found a herd of antelope to replenish his strength. He threw his spear and hit a lone female. He's about to enjoy the kill when the antelope is snatched by a lion. A group of cannibals are now following his footprints in search of Uncle Wolf. Uncle Wolf came to a river. He found it full of crocodiles, so he had to go back and find another way out. Suddenly, a straggling ogre gets in his way, and they start a duel right away. They went back and forth, attacking and defending, and so they fought for 31 rounds. The ogre didn't know the tactics. Uncle Wolf threw a handful of dirt into his eye. The ogre covered his eyes and waved his knives around. Uncle Wolf found the right moment to kill him with one move. Then he picked a wild fruit and prepared to enjoy it. Suddenly, a large number of ogres swarmed around him. He was so scared that he ran away. The cannibals were chasing after him. Uncle Wolf came to a high place. Then with the bow and arrow he took from the ogres, he shot a lighted arrow. The opposite side was instantly lit up with fire. Uncle Wolf then shot a few more arrows. As the fire got bigger and bigger, the cannibals' pursuit was successfully stopped. The cannibals could only return in a mess. Uncle Wolf was dancing and provoking them, but he soon ran out of food and water. Eventually he collapsed in the wilderness. However, this was all just a ploy on his part. When the bugs came out, he killed them with a single blow. At last he had something to eat for protein. As he walked, he finally found a source of water. He enjoyed the water to the fullest extent. Then he resumed his flight. As he walks, he finds another tribe roasting meat. As he watched them, his mouth watered. Suddenly the huts of the natives were set on fire. Then another group of people rushed over to kill and loot them. So this is a war between 2 tribes. At that moment, someone from the tribe spotted Uncle Wolf. Uncle Wolf rushed to escape. He came to a waterfall. Faced with the natives behind him with gunpowder guns, he had no choice but to leap down, but he was swept down by the current. In the end, He was rescued by a child of the tribe. He shared his food with the boy. The boy led the way for him. Eventually the two go their separate ways. The boy returned to his tribe. Uncle Wolf finally found the base by trekking through the mountains. Just when he thinks he's going to escape from his life, he looked back and ran. The cannibals were chasing him. Uncle Wolf ran as fast as he could. A large number of cannibals were chasing after him. As he got closer to the base, the other cannibals don't dare to go forward. Only the elite Black Panther is still chasing after him. Just one step away from the base, Uncle Wolf collapsed due to exhaustion. Black Panther came to Uncle Wolf. When he was about to stab Uncle Wolf, he was suddenly hit by a bullet. It turns out to be his companion in the base. As the gate of the base opened, a group of white people rushed out. The cannibals could only leave. Uncle Wolf waved goodbye to them. The chief also waved to Uncle Wolf. Ending the hunting game, the movie can't be described as an action movie without too much language. Except for some English dialogues at the beginning and the end, The Naked Prey has always been a hit with the audience for its thrilling adventure scenes and its uproarious storyline. With its engaging journey and exciting adventurous elements, this genre of movie provides the audience with an exciting and immensely exciting adventure. To begin with, the movies take the viewers to an unknown and challenging world through their heart-wrenching storytelling. Each movie shows a different level of adventure mood and courage to the unknown through the main character's strange encounters and dilemmas in the adventure. Audiences can feel the passion of adventure and the fun of exploration in these movies. Secondly, the adventure scenes and various challenges in the movies add visual impact to the whole series. From dangerous jungle traversals to mysterious relic discoveries, each scene showcases the director's masterful adventure design and the outstanding performances of the actors. The series succeeds in creating an adventurous world full of mystery and excitement through these breathtaking adventure scenes. Finally, the success of the series also lies in the excellent performances of the actors. By showing the perseverance and courage of the protagonist during the adventure, they make it easier for the audience to get involved in this adventure journey full of unknown challenges and feel the excitement of the adventure and the surprise of discovery together with the protagonist. Overall, the Naked Prey series is an outstanding representative of adventure movies, which not only presents the audience with thrilling adventure scenes, but also draws a picture of a brave explorer through the main character's struggles and courageous advancement into the unknown. If you are longing for an adventurous journey full of unknowns and excitement, this series will open a door to adventurous exploration and let you feel the passion and unknowable splendor of adventure. I thought of Missy's adventures in the wilderness when I watched this movie. They both recount the thrilling journeys of modern people who stray into indigenous tribes. The Adventures of Missy in the Wilderness contains a lot of critical reflections on modern society, as well as eulogies for the survival of the primitive indigenous people. And I've watched this movie alone several times. Naked Killers Chasing Miles, on the other hand, portrays the natives as a vindictive and not so smart-minded group. The main character is the agile, resilient, and caring older man. The Aboriginal music and camera work in the movie is amazing. And it's amazing that in 1965, there was such outstanding color, widescreen filming, and good framing techniques.